welcome to Electronic Medium. If you haven't been here before, we talk about true crime and we use the paranormal to figure out what happened in these cases. Spirits do give us information. Today we're talking about Maya Millete and Larry Millete's recent arrest, and we're going to go through some news clips and some spirit box session reviews. So stay tuned. Please like and subscribe. I just want to remind everybody that October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. However, every month should be Domestic Violence Awareness Month. We're praying for you. If you're in a situation and you're having a hard time, just know there are prayers being sent to you, and there is help. Reach out to someone for help.
Take a listen.
If you guys happy to see Maya, just like we are, okay? We're waiting for Maya to come home now. Okay? Okay? She's missing. Now is abandonment, okay? She abandoned the family.
Oh, you know her family. Don't even give it. I know her. She would have never done this.
Thank you. Good afternoon. As Lieutenant Peake mentioned, my name is Roxana Kennedy. I'm the Chief of Police for the Chula Vista Police Department. And I want to first thank everyone for attending today's press conference with such short notice. Along with our law enforcement leaders, I am joined today by May Millete's family, her friends, and our community members. Today at 11:42 a.m., the Chula Vista Police Department SWAT team served an arrest warrant and arrested Larry Millete for the murder of his wife. Larry was taken into custody at his home and was alone at the time of his arrest. And I know many of you are all very concerned about May's children. I want you to know that they are safe. May was first reported missing to the Chula Vista Police Department shortly before midnight on January 9th, 2021. May was last seen 2 days earlier by family members at her residence located in East Chula Vista. Since being notified of May's disappearance, officers and investigators have remained committed and committed to determining the circumstances behind her disappearance. To date, the investigation has included over 67 search warrants, 87 interviews, review and investigation of over 130 tips, and thousands of hours of methodical investigative efforts. These efforts ultimately generated a variety of pieces of evidence that have become clear and overwhelming. Larry Millete, May's husband, is responsible for May's murder and disappearance. Today is a step towards justice, but it does not mark the end of our investigation. Today you will notice that officers and family members are wearing purple ribbons. It is not lost on any of us that October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Domestic violence is prevalent in every community and affects all people regardless of age, socioeconomic status, sexual orientation, gender, race, religion, or nationality. This is a time to acknowledge domestic violence survivors and be a voice for its victims.
More specifically, count 1 alleges that Larry Millete unlawfully killed May on or about January 7th of 2021 in violation of Penal Code Section 187. There is also a second charge of illegal possession of an assault weapon. Following his arrest today, the defendant was booked into jail and is being held without bail. He is scheduled to be California law and and similar to across the nation, is very clear that the murder charges, that we can file murder charges despite not having a body. In fact, the law is so crystal clear that we cannot let someone murder someone and gain a benefit by hiding the body in a way that we can't discover it. Now that Larry Millete has been arrested and is being held on no bail, it is our experience that there are people out there that often have information, but they feel uncomfortable, they feel worried, they feel scared, they have loyalties, and they don't come forward until an arrest is made. We've experienced that repeatedly. We are hopeful that now is the time that you come forward if you have any information. We also know more facts now that might help somebody who saw the vehicle that we believe was a transport vehicle that was used to dispose of May's body, to search their memories and understand from what I'm going to describe that there is no specific location and that the radius may be very vast and large. So it can be someone in the county, somebody outside our county. That's why we appreciate the media attention that hopefully will allow someone to see this and think, I did see a Lexus pulled off the road somewhere on January 8th of 2021, and to call us and provide that peace to the family of May. The investigators found, and when I say the investigators, I mean Chula Vista Police Department, working with the DA's office, working with our partners, that starting in 2020 and continuing until January 7th of 2021, May wanted a divorce for many reasons. Her husband, Larry, did not want the divorce. May was committed to her 3 young children. They were the center of her life. She wanted to continue being a parent, and she tried to negotiate that they can be parents to their children, but not subject the children to a toxic relationship. But Larry would not have it. In homicide cases, there is often a triggering event. In this case, on January 7th of 2021, May was no longer talking about divorce. She took that step, and the last call recorded that May made was to a divorce attorney. Larry was trying to hold on to May, and he resorted to contacting what are called spellcasters. I've never had a case where that was involved. These spellcasters would be asked to make May want to stay in the relationship. But as December of 2020 came, those messages to spellcasters were a lot more threatening. He was asking for May to become incapacitated, for May to be in an accident, to have broken bones, so that she could stay at home, thus displaying his homicidal ideations to harm May. The January 7th date was very clear. She not only had called the divorce lawyer, but she had set an appointment for January 12th to meet with the divorce lawyer in order to carry out the divorce. She wanted that date and not Friday, January 7th, because their daughter had a birthday that she had planned, and again, the kids were the center of her world. And she did not want to do anything to disrupt that birthday that was going to take place. May's phone activity stopped on January 8th at 1:25 a.m. On January 9th, Larry Millete's spellcaster messages that had been sent on a daily basis turned from May to wanting to punish a man that he blames for the failed relationship. Now we go to November 8th. Security video retained by Chula Vista PD showed the defendant on January 8th at 5:58 a.m. in the morning moving his Lexus GX460, a black Lexus, with the license plate that bears the name Milani. The Lexus was already backed into the driveway, but Larry Millete repositioned that Lexus where the back of the Lexus is in the entrance of that garage. He repositioned it where no video camera can capture whether a body was put in the back of the Lexus or not. At 6:45 a.m., after repositioning the car at 5:58 a.m., Larry leaves and he does not return to the house for 11 hours and 21 minutes. He leaves his phone behind so that there is no ability to track the GPS or location on the phone. He takes his 4-year-old and leaves the 2 older children at home. When asked by investigators, he said that he went to Solana Beach for 11 hours and 20 minutes at the temperature that January 7th is. When shown a map, he pointed to the Torrey Pines Beach, which is 4 miles away from the Solano Beach. On that date, his employer was calling frantically, January 8th. He even called May, saying this is not like Larry not to show up to work, and wondering where Larry was. His father called, checking where he is, but no response. The phone was not operating. On January 26th, detectives served a search warrant to seize the contents of the Lexus's infotainment system. This is an older 2015 Lexus, so it doesn't have the capacity that we have today. The report generated from the download indicates a navigation event on January 8th at 3:29 p.m. in the afternoon for Larry's home address, 2413 Paseo Los Gatos. So 2.5 hours before returning to the home, he is entering his home address to get to the home. And this is why I'm giving this information so the public understands that we do not have a vicinity where the body may be. It may be out 2.5 hours or even further or closer. And that's why we need the public's help. When a search warrant was served at the residence, they were looking for firearms registered to Larry. Despite a court order, he had not turned over one of those weapons, a .40 caliber gun, and it remains outstanding to today. So again, I tell the public, if you are holding on to that weapon, this is the time to turn it over to police. Detectives also obtained security footage from the neighboring residence and observed the following. On January 7th at approximately 9:57 p.m., the sound of 9 loud bangs were recorded. Unfortunately, despite the excellent work of the FBI, they were not able to confirm whether those were gunshots. At 10:34 p.m., neighbors heard the children, the Millette children, playing in the backyard at 10:34 p.m. on January 7th. This was unusual because of the time of night. On the evening of January 8th, May's brother went to the house around 6:30 p.m. By now, Larry had returned. When he arrived to the residence, he was worried about May because they had not heard from her, and May was always in contact on her phone. He went up to her room and knocked on the door, and there was no response. And then he went out to the street and looked in her room and did not see any lights. Larry first told the brother that he was at work and doesn't know what May is doing. This is January 8th. And then he said that he changed the story and said he went to the beach with the 4-year-old. It's important to note that it was not Larry that called the police to say that May was missing. It was Mary Priest who went to the house, knowing her sister is always in touch and that her sister was looking forward to the birthday in Big Bear, who called the police. We ask the public at this point to call with any tips with regard to a Lexus EX460 black license plate Milani. If you saw that vehicle anytime on January 8th, please call and report that information. If you have any information about the missing .40 caliber gun, please call and report that information. If you have any evidence at all that you're aware of, please call and provide that information.
Sorry, it is just overwhelming at this time for me. I'm still trying to take it today. It's been really hard. He's a family. He's our family. It's hard to go against a family. He's been with us for 20 years. My sister did love him. She gave him 3 kids. She just can't let go. And this is still not the end. We have a long way to go. We're still asking the public, please help us bring my sister home. I still want to see my sister. I still want her to come home to us. Please, if you know anything at all, please help us.
Right now I want to go over Larry Millete's interview. After reviewing my spirit box session, this is the way I see things.
Ma'am.
Okay, are you there? So first, when it's recording, do I have your permission to record this conversation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Just like how we were talking, Larry, I think the last time you saw her was like last Thursday, I think?
Visually, but she was in the house Friday.
Wow.
Oh, okay, so it was Friday. I mean, kind of just, it's been almost a week now, and you haven't seen from her, you haven't seen her or heard from her. You have 3 kids with her. I mean, this isn't like her.
No, not this long. That's the concerning and alarming part is she wouldn't be gone this long.
And, what, you guys were married 21 years?
It'll be 21 years, May 21st of this year. So 20 years, it'll be 21 this year.
Mistake?
Wow. What do you love about Maya?
Oh, I love everything about her. She's very smart, kind, uh, you know, basically just herself, her personality, her smell, just everything.
And probably her love for life, she loved to hike, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. She, just her outgoing personality.
And probably a great mom.
Oh yes, yes she is.
So I mean, what do you think happened? I mean, there's no reason that you can think of, why she wouldn't be here for her kids. She wouldn't miss her daughter's birthday.
I don't want to speculate. There's a lot of speculations, and people kind of like throw these I don't know, speculations out. But right now, I just want to focus on how to get her back home safe and sound, and yeah, that's it.
And then have police given any indication
Yeah.
at all about where she is?
No, right now, but they, I have full confidence in, like I said, the CVPD and the Navy, because they put maximum resources on our case. So, this is what they do. This is what they do best.
Go back. Hurt.
I'm pretty sure that, they're going to do their job, and that's why I'm really hopeful and confident that, things will work out.
How are your kids taking it?
That's my main focus for now. That's why I'm very thankful for my sister-in-law, Mary Chris, because she's handling all this media attention. She's actually doing everything that I should be doing, out there. But at the same time, I'm just making sure, it's as normal, like a normal day for them. They do their school, their mainly their main routine is just kept. And, I've been doing this for a while since she's been missing, and they're still happy-go-lucky most of the time. I know they sense something is wrong, but, I minimize that. They don't really understand the gravity of it, but I know my two oldest kind of like sees it, but I try to minimize the impact that it has on them. But although even though I'm trying to do that, I notice, there's, they know what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, because they were down here at the vigil, weren't they?
Yes, I had my oldest down there for a little bit, and then my second youngest had tutoring, so I had to get her to come in, and then they had piano today, which they missed because I allowed them to go to the park. So I was like, wow. And when I got to see a little bit of it, I was just overwhelmed and thankful for all the support. I was like, this is, for my wife Maya, and it's, strangers, but, most of the time on TV, you see all the bad parts, but you don't see all the good parts where, there's still good people out there, and they, they really do care.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. I know. It's like, you said you didn't come just because you had to, was it just like for privacy reasons, or?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I just, again, I'm not like that person to, like, basically, go out there, but.
Whoa.
I don't know, I just want to make sure it's focused on my wife, finding my wife, nothing else. And I just don't want any distractions from that.
Okay. With the story, hopefully it can be out every day, and
yes, ma'am.
Individual just to continue, to see if there's any kind of sightings, because police say that there's been like no digital footprints of her at all, which is really odd. Police just say that there was no crime at all, but it's like, where the heck is she?
Yeah.
Broke through tape.
Broke through tape? Whoa.
Yeah, this is the disheartening part. The disheartening part is, it's been really a really long time, and this is, this is the. I don't know what to think about that. It's just surreal, basically. That you see this stuff on the news, but you don't know how it is until it happens to you. So.
Do you think people are unfairly, questioning you or suspecting you?
No, I mean, they got to do their job. I understand. So, whatever it takes, they have to, look at any lead or, basically they just got to cover all the protocols and steps. So, it's part of the job, I guess.
What about the public that don't even know you, that think that...
Yeah, that's the thing about the media part, It's upsetting sometimes that, people, make implications, and it's, without even asking, like domestic violence. I'm like, really? Like, her brothers are here, her 3 brothers, and they know our relationship. I've always been open to the family about our relationship, and they know I've never touched a sister. So they're like, yeah, the media is... Sometimes they don't get their story straight before putting it out there, or it's just maybe unresponsible journalist or whatever. But
Maya, do you have any messages for your family? Maya, do you have any messages for your family?
Again, it's a double-edged sword. You get the breeder's attention, you get their interest, and, you get the story out. They're like, oh, I'm interested. Now they're following it, And I'm thankful for that, because whatever promotes helping find my wife, Maya, whatever it takes, basically. So, like my sister-in-law said, she doesn't care what it takes, just as long as she comes home safe. And I agree. And so, you know what? You just do what you got to do. Some of it's not all good. Whatever, like I said, whatever it takes to bring her home, it's you do what you got to do. And
Maya, why did Larry wash your Jeep right after your disappearance? Why did Larry wash your Jeep?
Mary Chris, she's really, really doing it. Like, she's out there talking to all the media, getting it promoted. So, hopefully we get some kind of tip or help and, get her back home.
Did he take you to a place that was familiar to him, that you guys have been before together? Can you tell me?
Well, thank you, Larry. I appreciate talking to you, and thank you for talking to me about her. And like I said, I hope we can just keep this story out here.
Okay, thank you, Abby.
Hopefully.
Appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Larry, and try to get some rest if you can.
Yes, ma'am. Good night.
All right, good night. Bye.
Bye.
Maya, do you have any messages for Larry? Any messages for Larry, Maya? Boom. Boom. Go back. Hurt. Wow.
Yeah.